Hi, my sun rays. This is your girl Twan, and I am back with a new video. So today we are having a health fair at my church, and I was asked to come to, set up a table out here with the vendors so that I can, speak on my weight loss journey. So I'm just going to share with you guys a little snips here or there of the entire event. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks so much for watching. Black community. Be tested. Know your status. Nights over here, that's all. Just tell the people about it. Good question. Let me put you on camera. Where's my shirt? Good question. Good question, Michael. Michael was the last person we were waiting on to get my shirt.
I sent her a Zoom so we could meet so she could get her shirts.
No.
Now she's sitting out here with this table with no shirts on it, and it's not my fault. So she needs to get her shirts so she can put them on the table.
I sure do. No, the last time we were waiting on Michael. Remember?
Did you check your email?
Yeah, I never got an email from you.
You got a Zoom invite.
Mm-mm.
She got a Zoom invite.
No.
Check your email.
I ain't never get no invite.
I was sitting on the Zoom. I said she probably done changed her mind. It might have.
You should have texted me and told me. No, I ain't changed my mind.
Friday.
Okay, running Tampa. 9 influential female entrepreneurs that you should know. Okay. And this the beautiful Valtrinda right here herself.
Hi.
I see you on here saying the 9 people we should know in Tampa, 9 influential. What it say on the book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Okay.
That's what they say.
Overcome these battles in our mind, battles in our physical bodies that has challenged us. I know you're always with us, and hurdles we face we can conquer through your grace. We ask today, oh God, that you bless us, keep us, and provide for us. In Jesus' name, amen. Our scripture text today is coming from Proverbs 3:5-8. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord, and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. God bless the reading of his words. You may be seated at this time. We're getting ready to go into our panelists, but before we do that, I'd like to take time to introduce to you each of them, the beautiful women that have come today to share with us and to give us insight on something that is very important, which is our health, be it mentally, physical, or spiritual. Our first young lady that I would like to introduce is Valtrinda. Let's meet Valtrinda, the passionate owner of Ruth Catholic Women's Institute, LLC, dedicated to empowering and guiding women and girls aged 14 and beyond. She's from Tampa, Florida. Valtrinda is a mental health counselor and a certified master life coach, armed with a degree in counseling and human services, alongside a bachelor's in psychology from St. Leo University, and currently a master's in clinical mental health. She's got it going on. Her commitment to making a positive impact is evident through a multitude of national certifications, including expertise in suicide prevention, mandated abuse reporting, and crisis intervention. Furthermore, she has honored her leadership skills through a women's leadership program certification from Yale University School of Management, a testament of her dedication to excellence. She's a prolific writer. Valtrinda has authored 6 books, with her 7th entitled But Now What? We're eagerly anticipating that release. Focused on fostering healthy and effective relationships, Valtrinda actively engaged in hosting seminars, participating in panels, and offering personalized one-on-one and group coaching sessions. Driven by a grand vision, Valtrinda's ultimate goal is to witness healthy relationships flourish worldwide. Can you give a round of applause for Valtrinda? Amen. Next, I would like to introduce to you Coach Nelsie Florial. She was born in Haiti and moved to the United States of America with her family on February 8, 1996, at the age of 8 years old. Coach Nelsie graduated from Avon Park High School in 2005 and graduated from Physical Therapist Assistant School at St. Petersburg College in May 2011. After the tragic loss of her mother on 1/10/2019 due to high blood pressure, she felt the call of God in her life to pursue health coaching. In September 2019, she obtained her health and life coaching certification from Garrett University and Institute. In March 2020, she launched her health and wellness business called Optimal Breast Fitness. That same year, she obtains her Zumba license and became a licensed Zumba instructor. Coach Nelsie provided a plethora of services such as in-person and online exercise classes, one-on-one training, meal prep, and much more. She is also a pastor's wife, a mom, entrepreneur, life coach, and much more. Let's give a round of applause to our phenomenal Kelsey Florio. Amen. Last but not least, I would like to introduce to you Genevieve Ovensi, a dedicated board-certified adult gerontologist, acute care entomologist, nurse practitioner with over 15 years of healthcare experience, has embarked on a mission to transform patients' care through caring initiatives, house calls, and so much more. Her journey from CNA to ICU nurse and hospice NP has deepened her understanding of patient needs and barriers of timely medical care. Witnessing caregivers neglect their own health while tending to sick loved ones ignited her passion for creating a mobile unit and urgent care for concierge services that prioritize convenience, compassion, and quality care. With a strong foundation in patient advocacy and education, Caring Initiatives House Calls is redefining healthcare accessibility, ensuring no one has to choose between caregiving and their own well-being. At this time, I guess from their introduction, you can tell that we have some well-qualified young ladies that will be speaking to us this morning. And we're so excited about what they are going to share with us. We have some questions that we would like to start out with, making sure that everyone has a general idea as to where we are going and what is getting ready to take place. I'm trying to find my notes because I want to make sure I ask the questions that I know you guys are looking for. Amen? So at this time, I want to welcome each of you to Real Talk, Real Health, Empowering Our Community. Can you clap your hands at this time? Amen. Amen. We are so excited that you are here today. We've brought together an amazing group of panelists, as you can tell, experts that are in their own fitness, mental health, and mental care objectives to talk about health in a way that's real, honest, and focused on our community. Many times we hear about what's going on in everybody else's community, and I was speaking with a young lady prior to coming up. And it seems as if we don't think about our own health care until it happens to us. But we need to be more proactive about what's going on with our bodies, what's going on with our minds, and not only for our own benefit, but for the benefit of those that we love. So sometimes just being proactive can actually secure our own health, our own mental status, and making sure that we're good. Amen. We know healthcare isn't always simple, especially in busy inner city life where resources can be limited and stress can run real high. But today it's about solutions. Today it's about support. Today is about starting conversations that really matter. Sometimes we have to have those very, very hard conversations. So without further delay, let's dive in, have some fun, and learn from each other. I would that you would put your hands together for our panelists as we begin to dive in and ask some good old questions. Just for general questioning, I'd like to ask each of you this same question, and you can start wherever, either from my left, your left, or my right, your left. Yeah, that part. Let me ask a very general question. What inspired you to get involved in your area of health care? Either.
I can start. When my mother was dying on January 1st of 2019 at Tampa General, I heard the voice of the Lord and said she had high blood pressure, so she had a stroke. She suffered 3 weeks in ICU, and as she was dying, around 2 o'clock in the evening, I heard the Lord say, I'm going to take her from you. However, I want you to use this pain and turn it into your purpose. And that's how she died in January. In September, I went back to school to get a certificate in health and life coaching to use the pain into my purpose.
Amen.
So for me, what has inspired me, so what has inspired me is truly about, I love to care for people, and I've often found myself neglecting my own care. And I was always, a few years ago when I found out that I had an early stage of cervical cancer while I still had 2 young kids, I was really realizing that, hey, I can't neglect my care just because I'm caring for other people. And so with that, and I do hospice and palliative care as well, I started realizing that I'm not immune to it. It wasn't just happening to me, it was happening to people in my communities. And especially if I'm around the other groups of people that don't necessarily look like me, they have the resources that my people don't have. Because I'm also from Haiti, so I was raised in Haiti, so it's something that I've seen throughout my life, and I just needed to make a difference and do something, even if it's a small act of service to my community, to remind them that you can put yourself first, because about 40% of our caregivers are passing away prior to the people they're caring for. So for that, that's why it really has inspired me.
So my name is Trenda. Again, I am a mental health counselor. And so what inspired me to get into the field of mental health was my own mental health. But I always wanted to be like a psychologist. When I was growing up, they give you those tests in school, like what do you want to do? And one of them came out to be like a builder, because I like to fix things, which makes sense, right? Because now I like to fix people. So which it don't always work like that, but it made sense, But when I was younger, I wanted to be in psychology until my dad told me that they didn't make any money. And I was like, okay, well, I might as well go back to my childhood dream of becoming an actress and a singer. Beyonce wasn't gonna have nothing on me. You hear me? I was like, yes, honey, we about to do this. And that didn't work either. And then in 2011, I went through a divorce. And so at one point, I had 3 therapists at one time. It was that bad. So then after that, I was in school to become a therapist. So I pretty much was just inspired. It just went back full throttle to my initial desire to want to go into psychology.
Very good. I think one thing that generalizes each of your passions is that it was a personal event that took place that kind of propelled you into your futuristic levels of knowledge that you're actually in the field that you're in. So we're so grateful that God chose you to go through what you went through just so that we can learn from you guys today. I have another question I'd like to ask. What's one simple habit you recommend to everyone for better health? One simple habit that you recommend?
For me, it would be exercise, because you don't know how exercise affects your mental, your physical, your spiritual, your emotional, all of the above. Exercising does the body good, does the mental good, all of the above.
I would say, just in addition to exercise, just having a mental moment in the mornings, having a mental moment, and that is an alone time. It may include prayer, it may include meditation, it may include self-talk, but a mental moment in the morning can start your day and create the day that you actually desire. No matter what happens, you can always go back to that moment in the morning where you declared that it was going to be a good day, where you declared that you were going to be a millionaire, where you declared where your mental health was going to be on point.
I love that. So in addition to that, it's funny how we're all kind of like going to touch on things that were like specific to like our careers. Because my thing would be to educate yourself, to be an advocate for yourself, and to whenever that provider is telling you, hey, you need to do this, ask why. That's what makes it better. That's what makes your health better. If you don't understand it, go find somebody to give you that information, because they're just gonna take you for a ride if you just keep on going with it.
I love it. I think from what I gathered, each of you is saying when you get up in the morning, acknowledge the Lord. Have something that you can meditate on that's going to help you throughout the day. I like to think of it as commanding your day. And actually commanding your day that saying Jesus, nothing can happen today that me and you can't handle it together. And I think that when we do that, and actually, instead of just sitting behind the desk all day long, walk. Exercise, as you said. And then to make sure that we have something that can educate us about why we are doing what we're doing. So I love all of your answers. Give them a hand. That was great. I love that. I got one more question I'm going to ask generally, then I'm going to go to each of you for your expertise in your area. Okay. What's a hidden gem or a resource you think more people should know about in your field? What is a hidden gem or some type of resource you think more people should know about? Educate us.
I would say the blood type diet. It cured me from all my intestinal issues, and majority of people in the world don't know their blood type. So you're eating certain things that your stomach is rejecting, but because you're so used to eating it, you don't pay attention until something happens. Because there are foods, for example, blood type A, there are foods that when you eat it, your body it causes immune disorders in your body.
How can we find out? I'm just going to piggyback off that. How do we find out our blood types? Where do we go? What do we do? How do we find that out?
Great question. If you've donated blood in the past, the blood bank gives you a red card, or they'll have your record, or your doctor, if you get annual blood work, they should know your blood type.
Thank you. That's okay.
And I would say that also know your medications. So if ever you're having, like sometimes if you need salt in your diet, you need sugar in your diet, but it's always about moderation. So, because if you need water, just like you need water, if you have too much water, you can be your cellular levels can be too diluted. You can start filling up and getting really swollen and everything. But if you don't have enough water in your body either, you can get dehydrated. You can get the heart palpitations and things. So everything's in moderation.
Repeat the question. The hidden gem in our field.
What's a hidden gem or a resource you think more people should know about in your field?
Okay, so I was so drawn in, I forgot. I was an audience member for a second. So one of the hidden gems, especially about mental health, is that it's a stigma, right? It's the Black church family. It is. We're going to keep everything that's in this house, right? What goes on in this house stays in this house. Exactly. So if you know that, then you've been told that. So that's probably in your memory bank that I shouldn't be talking about this to anybody. I shouldn't say anything about this to anybody. And that could be the furthest from the truth. Because you're not getting the assistance that you need, and that could be mentally, physically, spiritually, or anything. If whatever is going on with you in your house that you're not doing anything about because you've been told that you shouldn't say anything. So the hidden gem is to actually talk, right? To someone, more specifically, to speak to a professional. Someone who has the tools and someone who's been to school and educated plus experience to handle whatever it is that you're dealing with.
Okay, on that, I have one question. Many of us at this time, we have been educated to know that that's something that we need to do. What if we don't have the finances? Because many times we don't have the finances. Finances are a major part of not getting the help either physically or mentally that we need. Any resources that you can mention to us that we can go and get some type of either consultation?
Sure.
Or
so that's a great question. So I could ask the same thing about your physical health, right? You really don't have the funds that it costs to go to the doctor, but you go anyway, right? Because you have what? Insurance. You have insurance, or you have Medicaid, or you have Medicare, or something like that. Well, now, because mental health has become more of just a thing that we might do. If you're elite, you go to therapy. But now, we've noticed, especially since 2020, since COVID, that mental health is actually really important. It is just as important as your physical health. So if you have the funds or the insurance to go to the doctor for your physical health, then the mental health is there as well. Not only that, but a lot of our facilities, especially around Tampa Bay, they have what's called a sliding scale fee. So what does that mean? If you only make $50,000 a year, they put you in this category where your therapy may only cost $36 a session. If you make $100,000 a year, you'll fit in this category where you may have to pay $90 a session, or $150, or in my case, $100 a session. Say amen. So, what we like to do is make sure that people understand that mental health is just as important as your physical health. Can you say that? Mental health is just as important as your physical health. Because what do you think with? Your brain. What moves your body to even exercise? Your brain. And if your brain isn't healthy, how can the rest of your body be healthy?
Because one mind telling you to stay on the couch, and the other mind saying you need to get up and work out. Amen. So I appreciate each of you for that general information. I would like to deal now on your expertise, your area of expertise, to kind of help us. While we're asking questions on the panelists, we're going to give you an opportunity as well to ask your questions. So if you would, while we're talking, jot your question down so you remember what it is that you want to get answered. So I want to start with fitness and physical wellness first. Okay? Sister Nelsie. What advice do you have for people who want to get active but feel intimidated or don't know where to start?
That's a good question. The best advice I can say is just start. If you don't know what to do, again, this is not a plug, shameless plug, but I do have exercise classes that I do on Zoom for women. And it's only $3, and I do it specifically for women because we're the ones that are intimidated by the word gym. So I make it a comfort zone for people to come in the morning, do their exercises, or if you say I don't like getting up early, you can't just go to the gym and get on an elliptical, get on a treadmill and start there. And from that, start building, go to YouTube and start building a regime. Once you start, you're not gonna stop. So the best thing is just get up and start 30 minutes. Even if you can't do 30 minutes, do 15 minutes. Because research shows 17 minutes of exercise prolongs your life by 7 years. 17 minutes prolong your life by 7 years.
I love it. How does regular physical activity impact mental health and chronic disease prevention? How does regular physical activity impact mental health and chronic disease prevention?
This is can I get a little personal?
Sure.
I used to struggle with depression and anxiety and suicide back in the days. And my main prayer was, Lord, give me the strength to lose the weight so I can help other people. So the way that when you exercise, it releases stress hormones and endorphins. So once you release stress hormones, you're able to think clearer, you're able to manage your time, and you're able to recognize your triggers. Once you come from the gym, what do you say? Oh man, I feel tired, but I feel great. So it gives you the clarity that you need to, one, be a mom, be a grandma, be an aunt, whatever you need to do. It gives you the clarity to recognize what do I need to do now, what is urgent, and what can wait. Because a lot of our stressors is, I got too much on my plate. But if you exercise, you take care of, you go to the gym, you come back, you're able to say, okay, this to-do list can wait till the end of the week. I'm going to get this done. So that way you don't overwhelm yourself and trigger your mind, which can cause disease.
Very good. My last question. What's one exercise, just one, or movement you think everyone should include in their daily routine?
Your core exercises. Your core muscles include your stomach and your back. Once you strengthen your core, everything else gets in place.
Very good. Give up in this hand. Very good. Thank you. I don't know if I want to, does anyone have a question for fitness and physical wellness that you would like to ask? Yes, ma'am. If you can speak out, I hope they have a mic. Give me one minute, sweetheart. We're going to give you time so everyone can hear what you're saying. Okay? There we go.
He was talking about the blood type diet. How do you get information regarding that?
The actual diet, I do training regarding that, or you can look online it'll tell you specifically which foods to eat and which ones to avoid for specific diet. May I ask you what your blood type is?
Be positive.
No chicken. It triggers immune disorders and it can cause strokes in blood type B and AB. Avoid chicken at all costs.
That's good to know.
And I learned this to a holistic doctor. When I was having the gut issues, a friend of mine said, I have a holistic doctor and he's a little crazy. You will love him. And then he pulled out the blood type diet. He gave me everything to eat and avoid. I followed it for 40 days, never had an issue again.
Wow. That's good information. Anyone else? Real quick.
Back to the blood type diet. What are the foods to avoid if you're O positive?
It's a total list. O positive is meat and vegetables. Stay away from carbohydrates like rice, pasta, grits, corn, peanut butter, things like that. But the training that I provided, you can look at it online too. It tells you everything in each category. For the meat, which meat you should avoid, you should eat, which vegetable, which fruits, which carbs, which even, it goes down to even seasonings, like blood type O, your body thrives on cayenne pepper and parsley and garlic. Blood type A, cannot have cayenne pepper, parsley and garlic. So everything is on the list.
Wow, good job. Any other questions while we're on fitness and physical wellness?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What should we prioritize more? Like when it comes to our physical, should it be like nutrition, exercise, or sleep?
Great question. Sleep is one, nutrition is second, exercise is third. Exercise is 20%. So we walk throughout the day. But if you're not sleeping, you're going to be too tired to even plan your meals, and you're definitely going to be too tired to work out. So I recommend at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And then nutrition is 80%, so meal prepping at least 4 to 5 days, for 4 to 5 days. And then exercise 3 days a week for 30 minutes. And then you get it, everything will be good. Great question.
How long would it take for you to see the results of you following your blood type?
I did it for 40 days and I saw results, and I never went back to the doctor again. So I would say anytime you're starting a healthy regimen, it takes 30 days to create a habit. So give yourself at least a month to start seeing your results, even in your skin.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. That's going to wrap up our fitness and physical wellness. Thank you, Sister Nelsie. Give her a hand at this time. Good job. Okay. Mental health, Valtrenda. Now, this is an area where I think all of us can actually kind of chime in and want to actually know a little bit more. So I want to start my first question. What are some early signs that someone might be struggling with their mental health, and how can they get help?
Some of the early signs are, one of them is sleeping a lot or not sleeping at all. So if that's all they're doing is sleep, all they want to do is sleep, or they're up consistently, that might be something to be like, what do you have going on? Another thing is irritability. People who are just irritated all the time. You're irritated, everything bothers you. The sun come up, it bothers you. The sun go down, it bothers you. The moon shining too bright. Your child speaking too loud. Something like that. So irritability is another good sign for what's happening. And then the clear sign is just people who you know, people who are in your circle. If their attitude starts shifting, they seem to not want to be around anybody, isolation. Somebody who was always a people person, now they want to be by themselves, that's something to look into.
My next question.
How can we reduce the stigma of talking about mental health in underserved communities?
So we can continue to do things like this, right? We continue to bring, professionals to our community. And church is our community. It's not just about, offering. It's not just about coming up for prayer. It's not just about coming together on Sundays to see what somebody has on. It is about community. The church was put into our community for a place of gathering, to come together for one, education spiritually, education naturally. So our church is not just for Sundays. It is for every day, every day. It is for us to come together and get tools and tips on how to live a better life. Because that's what church is about, right? We're coming together to get, what can you tell me, Mr. Pastor, Sister Pastor, ma'am or sir, about how I can get through the next 6 days without trying to jump off the skyway? What can you tell me? What can you tell me? What can you bring to me? What tips and tools and education can you bring to me that's going to prevent me from wanting to snap my boss's neck?
Talk about it.
Right? So these are the things that coming together in our community, we continue to do things like this. And I would encourage you to continue to inform your sisters, brothers, cousins, friends to go to these type of things. Because the truth of the matter is, most of our doctors, not all of them, because thank God that we're evolving, but most of our practitioners and doctors are not African American, right? They're Indian, they're white, they're of other cultures. But some of our black African American or people of color doctors or practitioners have a little bit more insight into our world, right? Where they can give us that information. So these are the type of, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any other culture, but our culture knows our culture. So, and there are some medications, I'm sliding into their field, there are some medications that they give us that's not for us. Some of the high blood pressure medicine, it's not for us. It's not for, that's why we go into the blood type. You have to understand those things, but we are only going to get that type of information when we come here, because they're on a time limit at the doctor's office. They come in, some of them don't even sit down, some of them don't even look at you in your face. They just want to get you in and out. So if we continue to have things like this, then we can continue to educate each other. And we can continue to understand that the mental health isn't as scary as people making it seem. Or it's not as scary as you think it is. The reason why it's scary is because we're not used to talking. So the things that are inside are kept in the dark. You ever been into a dark room? I don't care how old you are, how bold you are, in a dark room, sometimes there's a little bit of fear, right? There's a little bit of, I don't know what's over there. I don't know, it might be, I don't know what's going on. Oh, Lord, it's a demon. It's just, all kinds of stuff going on in the dark. But what goes on in the dark is what's scary. And that's why it's scary for us to talk about mental health, is because it's in the dark. But now it's not in the dark, it's in the light. We're going to talk about it. We're going to ask you questions about your depression. I'm going to ask you why you're acting out. I'm going to ask you why you change your hair every 5 minutes. That's a sign. If you're a fashion person and all that, it kind of matches. But some people change their hair every 5 minutes, and that is a sign, because it is a sign of instability. You're not secure. You're not stable. There's no homeostasis there, right? Where a lot of people, like I said, they're just in the fashion and they just like that stuff, they're going to do it. But then I'm still going to ask questions. So, I hope that answered.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to open the floor for those of you who have questions in reference to mental health. This is very good.
And while they're asking their questions, let me remind you, I have a shameless plug, because I have multiple businesses. I have a whole bunch of children. They in college, and they steal my money. Mom, can you help them? You know the text, right? Mom, what you want? So anyway, I have a lot of products out there. I have books, I have t-shirts, but mostly I have a lot of holistic products that will help you mentally. Sea moss and merengue promotes mental clarity. So those are the things that we need. If you are like me and you operate multiple businesses, you have a lot of people that depend on you,
Yes.
these are products that you need. All natural, all 100% organic. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
For those that are suffering from, say, anxiety or depression, what would you recommend as far as maybe?
Can you talk on my
Okay. For those that are suffering from anxiety or depression, what recommendations of self-care or trying to keep yourself from having a meltdown?
Sure. Great question. And this is a question for everybody, because whether we like it or not, stress is inevitable. Say that. Stress is inevitable. What does inevitable mean for those that may not understand? Inevitable means it's going to happen. It's going to occur. It's just going to be there. It's without question going to happen. It's how we manage the stress that is the key. Okay? That's how so this is for everybody. So those who have anxiety, depression, you either have childhood trauma, current trauma, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife trauma, anything like that. Number one, again, shameless plug, because I work hard. I have a book specifically about self-care. We talk about how we can take care of ourselves, mentally, physically, all of that, spiritually as well. But one of the things is acknowledgement. You have to acknowledge that you are dealing with something. If it's anxiety, if it's depression, you must acknowledge it.
That's right.
You have to admit it, and that's what we don't want to do. I don't want to admit that I'm crazy. Well, if you're crazy, then you're crazy. Listen, and 9 times out of 10, you aren't crazy. You have anxiety because you have childhood trauma. You have anxiety or depression because you were raped and molested when you were 10. These are the things that we don't like. That's the stuff that's in the dark. Somebody beat you. Your husband or your wife used to beat you or something like that. That's what that causes. So we have to be a little bit more aware of those things. So self-care is more than going to get our nails done, that's self-pamper. That's when we pamper ourselves. Especially as women. We like to look good, smell good, feel good, right? Y'all ain't say right enough.
Yes,
I'm a little worried. So we like to look good, smell good, and feel good, right?
Yes.
There we go. Good. So part of that is taking care of ourselves, is creating boundaries, saying no. Some of us, especially women, we don't know how to say no. We just used to follow in the footsteps of our grandma and mom. She worked hard, she did this, she did that. So I gotta do this. I gotta take care of Uncle Bobo, and I gotta take care of them, and I gotta do this. And then what happens to our self-care? It gets pushed back further and further. Then you start gaining weight. Then you look like your hair ain't done, your nails ain't done, you smell, all that kind of stuff, because you're not taking care of yourself because you're too busy taking care of other people.
Talk about it.
But what we have to learn how to do is stop thinking that self-care means selfish.
Oh, that's good. That's
Putting
good.
ourselves first doesn't mean that you're selfish. It means that I love myself. And how can we say that we love who we are and we say that God lives in us, but we don't take care of ourselves? God live in you?
Yes.
You love God?
Yes.
But you don't love yourself the same way, because you don't take care of yourself.
Talk about it.
You don't create boundaries. You let people run all over you,
Talk about it.
especially grandchildren. That's just
Oh
the
my
truth.
God.
It's just some of y'all let y'all grandchildren just run all over y'all. Oh, I'm in the house. I was in the house. Okay. So these are the type of things that we have to learn how to do by taking care of ourselves to prevent anxiety and depression. Yes, there's medication. There's Zoloft and Prozac and Wellbutrin and all that kind of stuff that's out there. Buspirone, hydrocodone is a pain. It's a hydrocodone or something like that. Oh, yes, hydroxyzine. Thank you. That's for anxiety. Okay? There's plenty of them out there. But there are other things that you can do first.
Come on now.
Like loving yourself
Come on
first.
now. Come on now.
Then you take care of everybody
Come on
else. If
now.
I don't love me and I don't take care of me, I'm not going to be here to take care of
Come on
you.
now, man. Come on.
So we have to learn how to put ourselves first and remove the thought of, oh, I'm being selfish. Having self-care is, I'm gonna take care of me first so that I can take care of you.
Come on now.
Selfish is, I'm gonna take care of me.
Forget everybody else.
Everybody else ain't even in the equation. That's selfish. But to prevent anxiety and depression, it starts with self-care. In the book that I have that's out there on the table that a lot of you all should have there's about 100 tips of self-care activities that's in the back of that book that teaches you how to do things for yourself. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, you got a question?
And then, so I just work with people with mental health, intellectual disabilities, and sometimes the doctor will give you different medicine that fights each other, that's against each other.
Correct.
My question basically is, what are the medications that are for African American? Because I know there's some medicines that we can't take, like you said, blood pressure and different things, and I want to check on the medication for blood pressure as well. But for its mental health, the medications like for anxiety and depression and stuff that are better for African Americans.
So specifically for African Americans, I don't have that particular information. One, because it really depends on what other medications you're on, because they do fight each other. Some of them cancel each other out. Some of them have more symptoms that's going to worsen your mental health. And that, you ever see the commercials that say your suicide risk and all depression risk and all of that? And that's because of different chemicals that are in the medication. So to be honest with you, I do not knock medications, but I'm always gonna go holistic first.
Come on now.
I'm always gonna go organic first.
Yeah.
I have medication or at least supplements that help mental clarity, that help cleanse your body. A lot of the times our mental health is messed up is because of the food that we're ingesting. A lot of this food have hormones in it. It has all kinds of toxins in it. And that's why it's fighting us, and that's why it's creating anxiety and depression, is because of the chemicals and the hormones that are being put in our body. So we need cleansing all the way around, honey. We got to do spiritual detox, we got to do natural detoxes, and all of that. So I have a little bit more information. Make sure you get one of my brochures that have my phone number on it, and then we can talk a little bit more about the specifics of the medications.
Okay, we have a hand on the stage. I just want to say that sometimes, and I've seen it on hand, that sometimes African Americans do not take the medication because it have them zonked out and the medicine's too strong. Right. They can't do things that they used to do or whatever, so they say, I'm not going to take it. Right. So then they're risking of having a manic depression or whatever, or hurt themselves or someone else.
Very correct. Very correct. So in that case, we want to make sure that we're communicating with the provider that scripted that particular medication.
Right, right.
I need to know what you're giving me. I need to know what it's in. I need to know what's in it. I need to know what the symptoms are. I need to know if you have to be vocal about that. I have a client now that came to me that said, they gave me Adderall. She's on Adderall, and she was on 5 milligrams. She was functioning just fine. And then they were like, she came to her doctor and said something. She said, oh, I'm going to bump you up to 10. She went to 10 and she was like, I got anxiety. Well, you know why? It's because Adderall is a stimulant that activates the central nervous system, your nervous system. So if you're on Adderall, people who have ADHD, it's a stimulant. It's going to get you a little bit more hype, right? So when she moved to 10 milligrams, she came to talk to me about it. I'm like, go back to the doctor and tell them to put you back at 5. And then you have to learn to play with, certain medications. I have another client that, is on different types of medications, and I'm like, some of this is a journey. You don't have to trial and error to see what works for you, what doesn't. So you have to be vocal to your providers about what they are prescribing you that you're putting in your body.
Come on now. That's good. Come on now.
Right? You have to advocate for yourself. So if a lot of those things are canceling out, or you're noticing that you have this symptom and you didn't have that symptom prior to that medication, find out what is, because a lot of the medications, especially for mental health, antidepressants, antipsychotics, a lot of them start fighting each other. okay? And there's a question over here. Yes, sir.
How do you stop your thoughts from taking over?
Say it again.
How do you stop your thoughts from taking over?
How do you stop your thoughts from taking over? One of the biggest tools for that's a great question, and I really appreciate you for asking that. One of the biggest things is meditation. Meditation is different from prayer.
Yes, it is.
Meditation doesn't mean prayer. Prayer is communication. Meditation is quiet and stillness.
Talk about it.
To start out with meditation, I love meditation because it helps you to control your thoughts. Guided meditation is where I would start for people who want to get into meditation. Guided meditation is listening to a voice and they're telling you what to do. They'll tell you, okay, don't think about this, move your hand here. They'll guide you through it, right? But it'll teach you, as long as you're consistent with meditation, it will teach you how to control your thoughts. Now at first, you're gonna get, a lot of people don't like to meditate because you get bombarded with thoughts. Why? Because we keep ourselves busy so much to avoid what we're thinking about, what's in the back of our mind, so that by the time we sit still, our brain goes, hey, he's listening. And then all those thoughts that you've been suppressing, they start bombarding you. That's why people don't like to meditate. That's why people don't like to sit quiet. Because they start, everything that they've been suppressing starts attacking them. It feels like attack. But your body's saying, finally, she's listening to me. Finally, he's listening. But then you have to be consistent at meditation so that they can train you on how to control them and how to compartmentalize them.
That's good.
Put your thoughts in certain places, right? There are certain times, the scripture even tells us there's a time and place for this, a time and place for that. There's a time and a place where you need to sit in your thoughts.
That's right.
And there's a time and a place where you need to go to work because you got to feed your children.
Correct.
And you don't have time to be thinking about, so if you learn how to meditate and guide your thoughts, you will learn that your thoughts won't start taking over when you're trying to take a test. Your thoughts won't take over when you're in the middle of adult time or something like that, okay? Because that's when your brain, when it's quiet, your brain starts talking to you because you've been avoiding it. You've been dismissing the thoughts that your brain is trying to give you, and now that you're quiet, your brain says, okay, now we can talk. What's up? But if you have so many suppressed thoughts, they're going to continue. So to prevent them from taking over, start with meditation. Secondly, start with being honest with yourself. Thirdly, learn how to get rid of the thoughts that are unnecessary. In mental health, we have what's called unnecessary or unwelcomed thoughts. Thoughts that come and you be like, what is that? It's called an unwelcome thought. You then tell your brain, that's not what we do. We don't think about that. It's old news. We've gotten over that. That goes in the garbage. You control that. Okay?
Very good. Anyone else? Questions?
Okay, thank you very much. Let's give a hand for Sister Dan.
And let me correct, I'm sorry, it's not being rude, but I worked really hard. My name is Val Trenda. So you can call me Val or Val Trenda, okay?
Trenda?
Yes.
Okay.
Not Trenda by itself, but Val or Val Trenda, okay?
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about primary care. Sister Genevieve? Genevieve.
You got it.
All righty.
I know. I get it.
What are some annual checkups or screenings adults often skip, but really shouldn't? What are some annual checkups or screenings adults often skip, but really shouldn't?
So, especially for us women, our pap smears. I know. I don't like it. Don't like it either. But it's something that even if you had, people will say, oh, I had a hysterectomy, I had all my everything is out. doesn't matter, that still needs to be checked. Still does, okay? Because even after, so I used to work for a gynecologist, a gynecologist, oncologist. You don't need to do a full biopsy or the speculum, but it still needs to be checked, because if you have blood comes out of there after menopausal, that is a no-no at all times. That is that was always ingrained in me. The moment you see blood after menopausal, when you had gone through menopause, like already, that is a very high suspicion for cancer. Okay? And so for that, even afterwards, even after you have had all your parts taken out, it still needs to be checked, especially if you're still active. Okay? That's for our women. Our men, that prostate exam, that needs to be done. It's a very quick and easy exam to check your PSA level, especially if you have family history of cancer genes in your family. And in that colon, that's for both of us. That colon cancer, screening for those things. You can even do Cologuard. Those are things those are things that are covered through your insurance. And oftentimes, y'all, I'm finding that my African American sisters and brothers, moms and daddies are the ones that we're finding stage 3, stage 4 colon cancer on them, late stages, and that we could have prevented it. And then one thing that was also another big red flag for me when I do my rotations was that the biggest contributor to bladder cancer is smoking.
Wow.
Smoking of any way.
Wow.
Vaping, cigarettes. You would have never thought smoking and bladder cancer would be connected, but that is the number one connector to bladder cancer.
Wow.
So stay on top of that.
Okay, my next question. What role does trust and communication play in patient care, especially in communities of color?
Oh my goodness, y'all, like we can go back as far as the Tuskegee trials, y'all. If you go through seeing what history has done to us in healthcare, has neglected us, if you do not have that trust in your provider to be able to speak up for yourself, then you're gonna let those, you're gonna become that guinea pig, and they're just gonna try things on you. And actually, my uncle, he for the longest time had high blood pressure, and he was on high blood pressure medications, and found that it wasn't working, but they kept trying to increase it, and then come to find out, I was like, wait, hold on, what are you on? And then find out one of the blood pressure medications that are not as effective for African American is an ACE inhibitor, and it ends with Pril, Benezapril, Zestril, okay, all of those, okay? So those are medications that he was on, and they were trying to increase his blood pressure medications, and he's the one that had to go back and be like, hey, do you think I need to be on something else? Because he worked his butt off, him and my mom, they worked their butt off to get us here in the United States. And I would do a disservice not to use my education to make sure that he is up and right. My mom passed away when I was very young. She died of a brain tumor, and so that didn't happen. So I was raised by my grandparents. So that in itself, to me, like you have to gain that trust. And if you don't have that trust, and I'm not saying you have to go to an African American person, the provider, to get that. There are great Hispanics, Caucasian providers out there. There are great ones. But if they do not make you feel seen or heard, then you need to find somebody else that will. That's somebody that's not going to dismiss your concerns and say, oh, it's nothing. Just keep doing what you're doing. So no, it's something, the trust is something you can't replace at all. So if you don't have it, come to my table, come and see me. I can find you somebody that you feel comfortable with. And we'll keep on doing it until you find someone that is the right fit for you. Because we could have all been therapists in here, counselors in here, but you may not align with every single one of us. You may be better with Val, you may be better with Nelsie, so it doesn't matter. and we're not, at least, if a provider takes it personal, that's a problem with them.
That's right. That's right.
It's a problem with them.
That's right.
So it's your body, your temple that God entrusted you with.
Right.
So take good care of it. And trust that provider, because we're also human. We make mistakes. Okay? Although I get up every morning, I read my Bible, and I say, Lord, please, whatever it is that I say to be of your word. Okay? Let every step that I take be towards you. But I'm still in the flesh. I'm still human. There are things I don't know all of Google, like everything. Because, you know, I still, my experience and my background, my education has really helped me. But there are different medications, different ways of doing things that are popping up all the time. So we work as a team for your health. It's your journey, and I'm there to walk alongside you with it. So I'm not there to be like, hey, you need to do it my way. No. If that medication's not working for you, we're going to find one that will.
That's right.
Thank you. I want to open the floor this time for any questions that you may have for primary care. If you have a question or concern. Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned a Cologuard, so which will give you, I want to say better results, colonoscopy or Cologuard? I noticed recently, the agency that I work for, they promoted that as a preventative measure, and I know it's easy, it's in the comfort of your own home, but, you know, as far as detecting cancer, is it as effective as getting a colonoscopy?
Okay, so that's a really great question. I love that because the Cologuard is really just a screener. So it'll detect some form of something that's not supposed to be there. And so and once it alarms us as providers, we need to go and look for something else, we need to do more screening, then we can go for the colonoscopy. It is more intensive, more aggressive to do a colonoscopy. It's uncomfortable and all that. But what you also have to look at is meeting people where they are. So if I can get you to at least do the Cologuard, because you don't want to go out, you don't want to leave your house, you want to kind of I'd rather we try that first, then we can go and do the colonoscopy. If you're willing to do the colonoscopy and the GI doctors are able to do that and they think you're a candidate to do it, go ahead and do it. But ultimately, a Cologuard is a great screening tool to start, especially if you don't want to leave your house.
On the same topic of just like the colon, like I'm 30, and I've been hearing and actually seeing a lot of people my age dying from colon cancer. So I guess is it something that we should honestly start being tested for at 30, like in our 30s? If you could give advice on that?
So you definitely can. I think it's more of towards a gut kind of health stuff, the GI kind of more specific. But I think a lot of us, even I've had people in their 30s have strokes. So it is because of the things we eat, the things so it's not, I wouldn't be opposed to having my patients in their 30s trying to screen, especially if you have a familiar history of it. If you have it in your family tree that there was somebody in your family that had colon cancer, you need to definitely get screened for it. But also going back to some of what my counterparts are saying, it's just what you eat. Y'all, it is just, there's things in here in the United States that you're not gonna find half of what's in our food here, in Europe, or anywhere else.
Talk about it.
They are they're banned out there, but short of me saying poisoning us, but they're poisoning us. So even Chick-fil-A, I used to be like, that is the Lord's chicken. It's amazing. But even the chicken, if a Chick-fil-A has so many ingredients in it. And that's what's really causing our gut issues. So eating clean diets, finding what's causing that autoimmune disease in you to avoid it.
I'm gonna piggyback what she just said. This is real story. I started following the blood type diet in 2017. So when my mother died, she was on 4 blood pressure medication. and that still killed her because of high blood pressure. As she was dying, that's what the Lord said. People are not paying attention to the foods that they're eating. You could pray all day, because my mom was an intercessor, and she can pray heaven down. You could pray all day, but if you're not taking care of the temple, you still can die prematurely. So when she was dying, that's what God told me. Teach people the blood type diet. You've been following it for 2 years. Now put the money where the mouth is and start teaching people. So it really is the food. I'm not just here to tell you to know your blood type, but please, this is something that was given to me as my mother was dying, so I take it very seriously. Know your blood type. Know what you're putting in your body, because you don't pay attention to it because you've been eating it for 50 years. But simple thing of chicken that can increase your chances of having an immune disorder, that can increase your chances of having a stroke. You need to look into that.
And also, just to continue, is that I'm not here to tell you I am the one that works out 17 minutes every day, that eats healthy all the time. Y'all, I have a full-time job, plus my business, plus 3 kids. I'm married 16 years. Like, I'm busy. But I'm, just like I said, it's a journey, I'm alongside you. I'm doing that squat with you. I am trying to eat better with you. So we're not here to condemn anybody. That is especially what we don't want in our community. That's right. Because we have sometimes that feeling like, hey, we're gonna just like, oh, I know better. You do what you know, blah, blah, blah. No, we are with you. That's right. And I'm not that person who's gonna be like, oh, she's doing great. No, I have to carry myself. Like I have the energy that the Lord feeds me, honestly, because I don't. Sometimes I don't get that 7 hours of sleep. Okay, and so but we're gonna do it together.
That's so good.
Quick question. Now, I'm a nurse practitioner school. I'm a 2-year-old, I'm married, I'm busy. I have a full-time job. So with all those things and with new beginnings and all that stuff, like, you guys can attest to that, being busy, even with mental health. Like, I go to a therapist, I try to work out. Well, I just started, last week. How do you prioritize all of that? It can get heavy, trying to plan a meal, making sure your children, making sure that your husband is, making sure that you make sure that you're healthy and that you're working out. Like, how do you prioritize all those things into one?
I wake up super early. I'm a 5 o'clock person. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I have so much on my plate. I do home health and I see about 50 visits a week on top of my business, being a pastor's wife and all the kids. And it's a lot. So I wake up at 5 a.m. That's when I do my prayer meditation. I start my workout from 6 to 7. From 7 to 9, 7 to 8:30, that's when I work, do all of the above. I don't cook every day, and I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I cook every day. It's a bold-faced lie. I do my cooking, my meal prepping Saturdays and Sundays. And I do it for other people too. Shameless plug. I do meal prep, so then just come and pick your food up. I do it Saturday and Sunday. I make enough for at least 3 to 4 days, because ain't nobody got time for that, every day cooking. And so I would say you're going to have to get up with the 5 o'clock club, especially with a 2-year-old.
The problem is I'm a night shift. I'm a night shifter. Our shifts and our work.
Let me give you the other thing aside from that. It's really your community. We need to surround ourselves with people, like-minded people that will help us. So I could not do this if I didn't have the community. Even if I wasn't raised, the family that I was born into may not be the community that I want, that I'm looking for. I'm going to foster that community somewhere else. Whether it's in my friends group or my church group, you find people that can support you and say, hey girl, did you walk today? You want to go on a walk with me? Did you eat today? Did you go grocery shopping? Let's go grocery shopping together. Do you need me to watch your daughter for you for a few hours?
That's right.
It's a community. I could not do it without my husband, my good friends, and now my daughter is seeing that, and she is actually, I'm taking stuff out of the car, and she's like, Mama, you want me to help you? Let me help you. She wanted to be here this morning. So it's your community.
You didn't grow up in it, build it.
That's right.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other questions? Who has a question? Okay. He's young, he's paying attention. We're ready, baby.
What's good food I can eat? Like, not like bad food. Bad food I lose. What's the good food?
If you don't know your blood type, because there are many people that don't, and I'm not here to condemn you if you don't, I would always say this: a protein, a vegetable, and a small amount of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates mean a little bit of rice, a little bit of quinoa, a little bit of grains. That's the key to remember with each meal. Definitely, breakfast, you want to make sure you have at least 25 grams of protein. What does 25 grams of protein look like? 2 eggs, turkey bacon, or turkey sausage, and some spinach. That's about 25 grams of protein. A lunch should be your heaviest meal, so you eat, a good amount of protein, chicken, fish, whatever you prefer. A little bit of carbs like rice, quinoa, and then lots of vegetables. For dinner, you should minimize eating carbs at nighttime. So your nighttime meal should include protein and vegetables. If you say, well, I don't eat at night, I need something quick, you can do Greek yogurt that has about 30 grams of protein. So just keep in mind every meal, protein, vegetables, and you'll be okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we have one more.
Is it okay if you junk food talk from time?
Absolutely. And that's a beautiful question. Full transparency. Saturday and Sunday, I don't follow a strict diet. I follow my diet. My kids will tell you, Friday you want to get whatever they want to eat, we get pizza, whatever. Because I want to teach you balance. Okay? If you do 5 days a week of clean eating, 2 days of you enjoying quality of life is not going to throw you off your A game. And I think a lot of people forget that. I'm not an influencer to tell you I follow it 7 days a week. That's a bull-faced lie. But Monday through Friday, I will be focused, and then Saturday and Sunday, when you splurge a little bit, it doesn't throw your whole body off.
A little bit. Not like 3 burgers and the whole day, or 3 pizzas and stuff.
And honestly, what I do, for me to splurge, like I will fast till 12 Saturday and Sunday. So in the evening, I go to date night every Saturday. I enjoy my dessert. I get whatever I want. So if you want to cheat a little bit, fast until 12 Saturday and Sunday, and then in the afternoon, enjoy your life.
I would also like to add to make sure that you are learning how to incorporate healthy snacks into something that you actually like. You know what I mean? So that your healthy snacks become your junk food. Like, okay, I'm a chip girl. I like chips. I'm now pescatarian. And I had to let go of all my meat except for chicken. Every now and then I like to partake in the holy bird because it's got a little chokehold on me. But for the most part, I eat 95% of my diet is plant-based and fish. And I had to learn how to start finding stuff that was junk food, but it was healthy stuff. You know what I mean? Because again, it's what I'm putting in my body. So 2 days a week or whatever, I still eat my Doritos, the blue ones. And if I'm really fancy, I'll go to the flaming hot ones. I did a lot this week, honey. So if you are active, especially if you're on the road, you're busy. You have a lot going on. You don't have time to meal prep, to cook. All my food, I try to cook fresh. So I am one of the persons that, on top of everything, that cooks almost every day. At least 5 days a week, sometimes twice in one day, because I now have learned to start eating at home because of the stuff that they're putting in the food. And my life has changed dramatically. I've lost 50 pounds. Yes, honey. She ain't good now. But a lot of that comes from because I'm so busy, because I have 4 jobs, 3 businesses, graduate school, and a family. I'm like, okay, I have to be here when I'm 103. If God, I want to be sane and good and active at like 103. In the last 2 months, he can do what he want to do.
When she says better choices, like for people that like chips, veggie straws, apple chips, mango chips, dry fruit, that's what she means by that. Like healthier snacks, like try to do more of the, be cognizant of the salt, and make better choices.
And if you have, that's for the salty side. If you like the sweet side, you have a sweet tooth and stuff, you should get those blueberries or strawberries. And so even the blueberries, sometimes are grapes, I put them in the freezer. You come out and you can eat them and use them as little snacks to kind of quench that kind of sweet taste that you're looking for. So, yeah.
Okay. Just be a slice of cake sometimes.
And as I just want to make sure to kind of give, I've heard this quote before, and I just wanted to share that has always resonated with me, is that if you do not have a seat at the table, you'll be on the menu. Okay? So make sure that at all times of health and wellness, if you do not pull up that seat next to that provider, next to whoever is giving you their recommendations, their opinions and all that, you will be on that menu. They will just do whatever they want with you.
That's good. We're getting ready to conclude now. I think our panelists has done an excellent job. I have one question. I have one general question that I would like to ask each of you in our closing. I'm going to give you at least 30 seconds to a minute so we can make it quick to answer it. What can the community do to support each other in building healthier lives? What can the community do? What can we do to support each other in building healthier lives?
Again, like I mentioned before, is really that community and being that church. Church is not within these 4 walls. Church is outside, ministering to others, ministering to friends and family, those that don't know God, right? And so doing things like this, bringing, which you mentioned before, you bring the health and wellness to our community. Although we may not have filled the room to the path, but it's the quality of what's in here that's going to really make that difference. You have that in here, and so you go and be the feet and hand and feet of God out there and tell that to your community and share. And hey, listen, you know what I learned? I learned about blood type eating or testing. I learned about the blood pressure medications that are not right for me. I learned about mental health, not to be ashamed. So you're going to be out there and be that community, that voice for your other communities, and walk alongside each other. Don't forget about one another. They're not forgetting about their people. True. So why would they about that?
I would say stay humble and allow people to hold you accountable. Because there are people that are like, friend, you need to go work out. You gained a little too much weight. Let's do this together. Stay humble. Allow people to pull you back when you have gone completely astray. Because that can save your life.
Honesty and accountability. Just being honest with yourself. Being honest with yourself. Being honest with your friends. Girl, you climbing the weight. Climbing it. Gotta look a little tight. But screaming just a little bit. It's okay, because if you have a community of people, they're going to respect that, right? They're going to respect you telling them in a reasonable way. And then just being holding each other accountable. Calling your friends. Did you walk today? Do you want to go walk together? Did you eat? What did you eat today? Things like that. You know, sharing recipes. We send each other Instagram stuff all the time. You got friends. You be like, oh, look at this. It's so funny. Well, send healthy recipes. We should try this. We should try this. I have people sending me this, all the stuff like that all the time. Have you tried this new plant-based recipe? And I'm like, no, but thanks for sending it. I'll try things like that. And just holding each other accountable.
All right. Let's give it up for our amazing panelists. They did an excellent job today. We're so grateful for you sharing your time, your wisdom, your energy with us today. It means a lot. And you as the audience, if you felt like you've been seen, or if you felt like you're leaving with something more, kind of putting your toolbox, so to speak, that you can use on a daily basis or even through a lifetime, I want you to just stand up where you are and you thought you learned something. If this canvas has helped you, if you feel like you're being empowered with knowledge, and there's maybe in some areas that you may not have had once you came in, and with a real big thank you on the count of 3, I want you to just look at it and just scream to the top of your lungs and just say thank you. Would you do that with me? 1, 2, 3. Thank you! All right. At this time, we would like to yield the floor to our great organizer and event planner, Sister China, who I think has done a phenomenal job. Amen. But we are also minded that without our great leaders, Pastor Major, Superintendent Major Jones II, and our First Lady, Lady Latoya Jones, we could not have had this event because they allowed us to use the house today. So in their absence, we appreciate them and we thank God for them. At this time, put your hands together for Sister China.
So this is a new ministry of Lifepoint called Life Check, and we have organized this. Not just me. I couldn't have done it without them. So put your hands together for them. So we want to first of all thank you guys for attending. Thank you for all the vendors for coming. Thank you for the panelists for coming. Thank you for your knowledge and your services that you guys are offering to the community. This means a lot to us. So thank you. We want to leave you guys with a little token of love for just coming and sharing your information with us, okay? Thank you. Thank you. So just so you guys know what else we have, please make sure that you go by each vendor. We have Martha here speaking about different cancer screenings and things that you should be aware of. We have Florida Department of Health here to speak about STDs and just different type of illnesses and diseases that go around that we should know about, things that you should be aware of for your body, for people that you may encounter. Also, we have CMOS out there. We have supplements out there. We also have Sister Genevieve out there with her mobile services. She has A1C checks. If you don't know what A1C is, we're African American. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Let me tell you something. Yeah, come on. A1C is for diabetes. You don't have to be old to have diabetes. Diabetes can cause so many different issues in your body. It can cause heart disease. It can cause so many things. High blood pressure. I feel like a lot of us do have high blood pressure. Do you know that the new American Heart Association, the new guidelines for high blood pressure, if your blood pressure is 120/80, you have pre-hypertension? So everyone in here probably has pre-hypertension, just to let you know, according to their guidelines. So that means, yes, eating healthy, working out, getting your mind right, getting your stress levels down, getting enough sleep, getting enough rest. So this is why we're doing this, to make sure that we have awareness and we can live. Right. We have to live and not just exist. You have to live. That's the difference. Also, the next thing that we're going to do Sweating in the Spirit with Coach Nelsie. So if you want to stay around for that, we'll have some music, we'll have some fun. We're going to be in here, we're going to do just an hour workout. You will stretch and we will take it slow if you're not of the fitness level. And then please make sure that you go out to the vendors and just talk to them and get information. We also have juice, fresh salads, things like that. We also have some light refreshments here, and in the back we have some juice, we have body armors, we have Gatorade. It's full of sugar, I know, but it does have electrolytes in it, and we have water for you all, okay? And we have blood pressure checks, blood sugar checks, so make sure that you see us outside as well. And also STD testing. You can speak to Florida Department of Health, and they will send you to the back to get STD testing if you would like it. If you're sexually active, you need to get tested. You need to know your status, young or old. We're dismissed. Okay. So we're going to start the Zumba in here in about 20 minutes. We're just going to clear out the area. So just come back in when you're ready.